Hey, wait a minute, Mabel. You and stranger are not welcome. No. You can hang out, but not here. Come on. Get out of mom's garden. All the way. Come on. Thank you. Mabel. Yeah, that's what I'm working with here. Look. Here's my Dollar Tree zucchini mound as well. And I have a feeling that I've had some helpers not helping. Okay. I'm not real sure if this is what I had envisioned, but it's up. So my pole is leaning in because, of course, I'm pulling string. So I actually think that what I should have did was like something like this. Oh, no, it's not going to. Was angled this part down here down, because as you pull more on the top, then it tightens. And now I've got loose. I have a disaster, okay? Like, it's supposed to be nice and taut like that. And now I have all loose stuff because of what I just did to it. But I think that's the right answer. So now I'm going to tighten the strings. And of course I have help. I have so much help. Well, hey y'all. We are about to do a little gardening. I have been doing a lot of this on my own and not sharing. And the other day when I showed my asparagus, people were like, wait a minute, there's lots of things growing in the garden. So let's talk about some of the things that are happening. First, do you see this magical little nugget of happiness right here, right outside of the garden? That, friends, is a water line. Ran directly here so that I don't have to have hoses draped all across the dang yard. I'm so excited because this allows me to also put in a drip line. Hey, wait a minute, Mabel. You and stranger are not welcome. No. You can hang out, but not here. Come on. Get out of mom's garden. All the way. Come on. Thank you. Mabel. Yeah, that's what I'm working with here. Anyway, some of my plants are left over from winter. We already talked about asparagus. I have planted onion starts that I started in the greenhouse and bought a few at Lowe's. I have pepper plants that I started. Really excited about those. And these onions, I gotta tell you, I learned a thing or two. Oh, hello, big wasp. No. Thank you. Get out. Nope. Go find a new spot. This is not your litter box. No, I don't want to love you. I want you out. Go anywhere else but here. There. Okay. So I bought these last year when I went to this greenhouse, and it was called the Conroe, whatever. It's a big commercial place. And they were called Multiplying Onions. And I thought, cool, I love onions. I'll just plant a bunch over the winter and see what happens. Well, it turns out they're green onions. There's no bulb. No bulb whatsoever. They do keep multiplying because you can forever cut these back and they just keep growing. There is no big onion at the bottom. I know this because I pulled out an entire handful of them the other day thinking maybe I should separate these. There. Green onions. I have an endless supply of green onions. And apparently I'm going to have to do something about that too. Anyway, so I'm going to actually get a different raised bed, maybe even just like a half barrel to put my onions in so that they don't take up garden space because they'll forever be here. And quite frankly, I don't know that I'll eat that many green onions in my whole entire life. But either way, here we are. So I also have some birdhouse gourds that I started. I'm going to pick up some cattle panels this weekend because just like this arch, we're going to put 2 more panels right here to arch over the center. Really excited about that part. I had started carrots right before Christmas and they're looking pretty dang good. They probably need to be thinned out, but I can't bring myself to do it again. I thinned them out in the beginning and now, yeah, they need to be thinned out again. I know that leaves are like a mulch and like they're good for composting and everything like that, but I can't stand them in my garden. I have been picking leaves out of here for what feels like hours every day. It's not really hours, it's a few minutes, but you know, I'm being dramatic. Oh, stranger. You are no stranger anymore. As I mentioned, I have a little bit of leftovers going on here. My cabbage is ready to be harvested. Pretty dang excited about that. This one is not ready yet, but that's okay. Really, Mabel? Really? Below the kale? These are the last 2 kale plants. The ostriches have eaten the rest. And with intention, I did it to myself. I started peas about 2 weeks ago. This row first, and then 3 other rows after that. Today, I'm going to do something that I've never done. I've always just put up a trellis or stood those things in, and I don't have enough to cover this. So I saw on a video that you can take 2 garden stakes and you can go with garden string in between and zigzag all the way up. So we're going to do that with this first one, see how it attaches. And then in about a week, I'll be able to do it with the other 2 rows as well. And hopefully I'll be able to have some fabulous snap peas. I will tell you that snap peas don't make it beyond this point because I eat them all. They're like my most favorite fresh from the garden eat. And if I can get 3 rows of them this year in succession, that would be awesome. A few leftover beets. I've never been able to grow beets, but some of my seedlings are coming up right now. So beets are planted here and here just to see how it goes. There's 3 other cabbages that are still dangling. They're not getting very big. Those were a last minute winter, like I started them as seeds and they've made it through. Funny story. These are red onions that were left over from last year that went to seed, and they've grown on their own. And they're not ready to pick yet because the green is still standing up. When it starts to have 5 or 6 dead things like this at the bottom, that's how you know that your onion is ready. I also planted new carrots, like 6 different varieties, in some of the edges out here. It seems that carrots grow really well in these for me in the winter months. In the summertime, I basically am baking anything that I put in these. But excited about that. I brought out one of my seed trays that has basil, cilantro, a few peppers in it, and thought that I would get some of those transplants going today. Something I'm discouraged about. I planted cucumbers 2 weeks ago, and there's literally like 1 that peaked up. Now, the temperatures have been pretty cold at night, so that's probably part of it, but I really had hoped to see some of those direct sows come up. No idea what I'm going to put on the outside of the cucumbers yet, but don't worry, I'll find something. This is a leftover Brussels sprout plant that is just starting. I'm pretty sure it's Brussels sprout. Nope, collard greens. There we go. I have lots of collard greens. Here's my next disappointment. These are all squash and zucchini mounds, and so far I see 2 seedlings peeking up, and the worst, well, maybe 3 now. So we have 1 here and 1 here. What all of these are that are up that you're seeing, oh, there's 1 more. Those are zinnias that are reseeding, the volunteers, I guess you call those, from last year. Yeah, any little sprouty thing that's coming up like that, zinnias. I love zinnia flowers and they're great pollinators, but I did not know the magnitude of what planting one time would do for me. Either way, we're happy that things are growing. I just really had hoped that my zucchini would be up. I'm guessing, again, we've had some chilly nights, so it's held out. So I'm eager to see some of these peeking through and how that goes over the next couple days. Look, here's my Dollar Tree zucchini mound as well. And I have a feeling that I've had some helpers not helping. All right, over here, these are tomatoes that I've started, with the exception of this one. I bought this one at the nursery because I wanted to compare it to my seedlings and see how it's going. I feel like my seedlings are actually doing better than this one. More to come, and we shall see. I have a few other different varieties of tomato plants that I started from seed that are growing in here. Most of them are all cherry or grape tomatoes or pear, but only, I think I planted one actual early girl full-size tomato, which is this one right here. Okay, next up, Brussels sprouts that I planted. These grew over winter. These are actually ready to harvest right here. Excited about that. That'll probably be actually part of dinner. But some of my other ones are not, they're just not doing so great. Like, they're here and they're coming up, but I know that the temperatures are about to get more warm, which means they're gonna stop growing. Some of this, like, how did this one get so close to that? I guess I was probably a duplicate in when I planted them, but you're just not helping me. So this is mint left over from last year, which actually has a carrot growing in it. Very intriguing. But I do have quite a few little tiny tomatoes going here that I started from seed and I'm so excited about. So there's much more to plant, and I still have to, like I mentioned, if I get some of these onions out of here, that opens up more space. I intend to put peppers the rest of the way down here. Once this opens up, I'll plant some cucumbers on the inside of there and find something to pair here. And my tomato plants are probably going to consume all of that, so there's not really space to grow anything else in there. But yes, friends, today, all of that to be said, today we're going to work on stringing up the peas. So let's get started with that project. Okay, I'm not real sure if this is what I had envisioned, but it's up. So my pole is leaning in because, of course, I'm pulling string. So I actually think that what I should have did was like something like this. Oh no, it's not gonna. Was angled this part down here down, because as you pull more on the top, then it tightens. And now I've got loose. I have a disaster, okay? Like, it's supposed to be nice and taut like that. And now I have all loose stuff because of what I just did to it. But I think that's the right answer. So now I'm going to tighten the strings. And of course I have help. I have so much help. Well, it's almost better. This is the one that has to be fixed. And I don't have enough slack on this end. Maybe I do down here. I think I do. Okay, let me fix this. And then I think I'll be in pretty good shape as far as about a month of growth. Okay, I did it. Here's the problem. This is going to be the problem because he believes it. He owns this garden. And every time that there's a loose piece right here, he touches it. This one I did wrong. I was going to go back and forth with it, but it's okay because it's the bottom and it actually feeds into where they are now and gives them a little something to hold on to. And the more that the peas grab onto it, which you can see they're so close to touching right now, I have like a thumb's width, the better that this will be. And then I will probably come up with something a little bit more creative for the other 3 rows. But so far, our experiment looks pretty good. And of course, Stranger looks good too. All right. Happy gardening to y'all.